Where we talk horror movies from the past every Monday at 8 p.m. Central, live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever else it goes. I am your head camp counselor, Doc. I'm here with other head camp counselors. We have Jay. Howdy, I'm going to separate your head from your shoulders. Hope you don't mind none. McClintock. Jay, how are you today?
I'm good, man. I just feel like a really, really busy boy this week, but I'm happy to be here. I'm really excited to talk about the other vampire movie from 1987.
Hell yeah. Next we got Raph. I hate it when they ain't been shaved. Ramirez. Raph, how are you, sir?
Fantastic, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah. Next we got Maz. Wobby goddamn shit kicker heaven. Francis. Maz, how are you?
Doing good, man. I think it's cool that we get to watch the original Vampires Twinkling in the Sun movie years before Twilight did it. Yeah.
And finally, we got Crux. Well, if you don't lick it off the bar, why don't you lick it off the bar, Meatball Crawford? Crux, how are you?
What's up, man? I'm very excited to talk about MAGA Lost Boys.
I like to call this Near Dark. Bill Paxton gets all the good lines because he obviously does. We watched, Near Dark. Release date October 2nd, 1987. Running time 95 minutes. Budget $5 million. Box office $3.4 million. And most likely because the company that financed the movie, the De Laurentiis company, went under, and so they didn't do much promotion for it. So this movie eventually found its crowd and became a cult classic. So that's awesome. Synopsis: a small-town farmer's son reluctantly joins a traveling group of vampires after he is bitten by a beautiful drifter. All right, let us watch a trailer, if I can remember how to make them work. Here we go. Trailer. Raph, here you go. Here's the movie. Oh, can you guys hear it? Shit, you probably can't hear it. Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Get in here!
This is a trailer?
Yep.
I'm gonna separate your head from your shoulders.
Do it fast.
All right.
Good times roll. No. You might as well
Okay, I remember
show
some
me
of
that.
this.
You've seen it before then.
No longer belongs to
Yeah, I
our
think so.
world.
We give him a week.
Yeah,
They have the knife on the
He
boots.
belongs to hers.
Yes.
God damn, I want them to bring back voiceover previews like this.
Oh, yeah.
Belongs to theirs.
Well, that guy died, so nobody else can
He
do
makes
it.
you kill tonight.
And they all belong.
Oh,
There
yeah.
is
it-
one other person.
Let's take it home.
Oh, that comedian does it. What's his name?
What are you on?
Pablo Francisco.
Believe me.
Yeah, Pablo Francisco.
You're talking about Don LaFontaine.
I got several of them, dude.
Was that the original guy's name?
Yeah.
Something that you do night
Don
after night.
LaFontaine.
It's only ever a question of how.
Nervous.
I like how they're just showing. Oh, he did kiss her. I couldn't tell that earlier.
Near dark.
The bigger boys falling in with control. Check out time.
And Bill Paxton gets all the good lines. I can't believe they showed that in the trailer.
They
Dude, this,
show
is
the whole
a,
thing.
this is a weird trailer, honestly.
Yeah.
Don't cut it out. I remember that girl gets gangbanged.
Does it make you feel bad, Raph, that you missed out on the movie because it's so awesome?
Yeah. I'm gonna start crying.
Dude, don't start crying. It's really giving away a lot of the fucking movie.
Yeah, it is. I remember some of this.
But yeah, they're trying to get people in the theaters. Please come. Please, please. What's the name of this movie again?
It's Christ.
Dark Near.
All right, let's talk our history with it. Jay, you picked the movie. What's your history?
You know, I'm gonna be real, guys. I was a snob. I was a massive snob, and I would never give this movie the time of day because every time everyone brought it up, I'd be like, "Nah, dude, there's no way you can touch Lost Boys." And then I just happened upon it about 5 years ago, and then I fucking loved it. Then I remember the lore about it and the fact that it was directed by Catherine Bigelow, who, by the way, guys, if we are correct, I believe Near Dark is the first movie in the is the first movie that we've done on Camp Slash that's done by an actual Oscar winner. I think that might be true. You might want to check the records on it.
Isn't Peter Jackson an Oscar winner?
What Peter Jackson movie we do?
We did Dead Alive, and we also did.
We did Dead Alive.
We
So, yeah,
did
there you go.
the Frighteners. So
Yeah, so first women to win an Academy Award.
might
then.
be the first
I'll
woman
give
who
her
ever
that.
directed a horror movie we watched, for all I know.
Hey, baby. But yeah, and so you got that, and then obviously it's It's very much what I like to call an alien hangover movie, because you get so many of the best character actors from Aliens. You got Vasquez, you got Bishop, and you got Hudson. And when you got those three together, you cannot have a bad time, along with a bunch of other 80s classic B movie actors. But yeah, needless to say, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it was a good time. Raph, you said you kind of saw this before?
Yeah, again, I remember I believe the Bill Paxton character has the knives on his boots.
Yes, he's got
And
the
then
spurs. Yeah,
Yeah, and then he just chops people's heads off with it, or at least the bartenders.
yeah. He didn't chop his head off completely, but he definitely gets him pretty
Oh,
good. So.
okay.
And
then I remember that one girl. I believe she gets gangbanged, right?
What?
We gotta get out of here.
What?
We gotta get out of here.
No,
The
no.
girl with the short hair.
No.
Wrong movie.
Wrong movie. I think you watched something completely different, good sir. Good sir.
That's his fantasy script that he's
Oh, man, I
he's
thought that
fan
was
writing.
I kind of like your
Rapper.
version of
You
it
might be looking
better.
for the wrong movie.
Yeah.
I kind of like your version of it better, Raph. So
Wait,
when we get to
so-
talking about the gangbang,
So you're telling me that girl doesn't get knocked around?
no,
I just saw her on the trailer get knocked around.
nah.
No?
Damn, dude, Raph coming strong for a dude that openly admitted he did not watch the movie. Like, I'm pretty sure I
Well,
know
now
what
you
I
want to
did,
fucking
guys.
see it.
I'm pretty sure I know what
Are
I
you
did.
sure there wasn't a gangbang? Because I'm like 99% sure.
What about the
there was.
director's cut? You
Yeah.
got that one?
No. Miles or Crux, did you ever see it?
Just
Before,
this
no.
afternoon for the first time.
Right on, right on. I've never even heard about this movie until Jay suggested it. So when he said Lance Hendrickson was in it, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm down. I'm not the biggest Bill Paxton fan, and I don't know why, because he
suck.
kills it in everything. You're right. But he kills it in everything he's in. But like for some reason, I just like I guess the more I see, the more I get behind him, and I understand the Bill Paxton love. But the first movie I ever saw him in was A Simple Plan, where he's not being Bill Paxton-y like in it. He's being very serious. So that's my Bill Paxton. It's a very serious Bill Paxton. So what a great
Well, he
movie.
looks really smart next to Billy Bob Thornton in that movie. So.
What a great movie. So yeah, anyhow, let's talk about the movie Vampires. That the word's never said. All right. And they don't have typical vampire garlic crosses. I don't even know what else.
They show up in mirrors.
Yeah, they basically all the faux pas of the vampire is kind of avoided in this, and like
The only thing they have is the sunlight, and they added
And
fire.
they're very, very sensitive to sunlight.
yeah,
Yes.
super sensitive. I saw them get under a neon sign and they exploded. Yeah, it's really. It's weird, but I like it. The only thing I kept thinking the whole time I was watching this, I would love to see this as a mini-series. I would love to see this as a long-form HBO Showtime remake, because there's a lot that happens in a small period of time, and you do connect with some of the character actors in this movie, but like the main characters I didn't really connect with, Caleb and May, I didn't really buy into their love or anything like that. Like, and that's the whole crux of the storyline, and that's what's supposed to hold it together. I had fun saying it. But yeah, it's one of those things where, did anyone else buy into that at all, the love story?
No.
Well, the gangbang you liked, so it's fine.
It was almost as unbelievable as his marriage to Natalie Maines. Almost.
Who's married? to
Oh.
Natalie Mays? Who's married to Natalie Mays?
Bill Paxton's.
Oh.
No, Adrian Pasdar, the main character, is married to one of the girls from the Dixie Chicks. Do your research, guys. Come
Oh,
on.
wow.
Are you sure that wasn't Hayden Christensen? Because it looked like fucking Anakin to me.
He does favor very much what he does back in the day. There is another
Back
movie
in
with
the
Adrian
day.
Pasdar and a bunch of other like 80s actors called Solar Babies. Anyone remember that?
Never even heard of
No.
it. What is Solar?
Okay,
Baby?
well, of course you wouldn't, because it's basically like great value versions of like all your favorite actors. Like, it's got great value Brad Pitt, great value Tom Cruise, who I called who I consider to be Jason Patrick, who was in The Lost Boys, which is ironic because his brother is Joshua Miller, who plays the young vampire in this movie. So both Lost
Homer.
Boys and
Oh, wow.
Near Dark have brothers in it, who are both the son of the guy who played the father who died in The Exorcist. the guy who throws himself out the window.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Jason, that's his son. So they're both in these movies.
All right. To be
So-
fair, they're half brothers.
What's
They're half brothers. IMDb trivia for the
No,
win.
brother, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm saying like this movie has it kind of falls under that same like none of these players are super A-list, including unfortunately Bill Paxton and even Lance Henriksen. They're great. They're great like supporting players.
They're
and
character
so,
actors.
You don't really have any star power
Yeah.
unless you maybe consider Tim Thomerson.
Yeah, they're total character actors, man. But that's the thing is Lance Hendrickson really got into his character. Like he traveled cross country in character, picking up hitchhikers and living in like a mindset of like this vampire vagabond to get into character for this movie. And you totally buy it. Like you can tell he put in the work. I would say between him, Diamondback, and Severin, Bill Paxton, they're the A players in this movie. Everyone else is just kind of there. I like Homer because I like the '80s kid kind of like attitude that he has. But how old is he? You know what I mean? And that's what's fun about all these characters is they are very mysterious. Like who was the originator of this group? Was it Homer? Was it Lance Hendrickson's Jesse? Was it Diamondback? Who was the one who started creating this family of vampires? And so that's the mystery I was kind of diving into. They kind of hint that it's Jesse because he'd been alive since the Civil War, but I'm just not sure. You know what I mean? And
Look, you brought up the Lance Henriksen hitchhiking stuff or driving cross country stuff, man. I love that he has interviews where he talks about some of the encounters that he had, and they're well worth reading because he genuinely creeps some people out, and he recalls like basically people would get picked up in the car, and like you said, he'd be in character, and whereas originally they'd be like, "Take me as far as you can take me," then they'd suddenly shift and be like, "I'm getting out at the first time I see people." Like as soon as there's another human on the street, I want out of the vehicle.
yeah, that's awesome. Can
You know what'd be funny? At least one time if he's like, "Hey, have you seen Aliens?" You know that guy gets ripped in two by the Queen? Yeah. Well, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
There's a story he tells about a hitchhiker he picked up who was way bigger than him, and he freaked out. And finally, he was like, "I'm an actor, dude. Here's $80. Thank you for being a good sport about this whole situation." So,
Hell yeah.
but like, I love that getting into character. I know character actors and like their method is kind of looked down upon, but I think some of that stuff is fun. You know what I mean? I think it gets a bad rap because of like Jared Leto's bad behavior and shit like that. But I think the method is interesting. I think
What he was doing wasn't harming anybody, and it wasn't malicious. And like you brought up Jared Leto, like some of the stuff he was doing, that wasn't being in character. That was just being an asshole.
There's a big difference. Yeah, I'm not against the method. I think that it works sometimes, but I like that. But like Bill Paxton, I feel like he steals this movie in a lot of ways. He's just so damn likable and just so charismatic, and his character's such a pice of shit.
There's a reason they put him on the cover, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
look at the poster.
Yeah, I think that poster is badass.
It is badass.
There's no denying that. It's just one of those like iconic posters that I'd never even saw before. But when I was looking up the poster, I was like, "Holy shit, that looks cool! I can't wait to see what this movie's about." But like he's given every good line in the movie. It's almost like he was given carte blanche to do whatever he wanted and just to Bill Paxton it up for the movie. And I think the movie's better for it. So
Hey, you know that thing you do, being yourself?
Yeah.
Just do more of that.
yeah, have fun, have fun. And then the character of May's kind of like a non-character. Like I said, the character of Caleb's kind of a non-character. I feel bad because like the whole movie rests upon them, but they're really just not that interesting. That's why I would like to see a more long-form storytelling version of this with way more interesting characters. Because he's kind of predatorish in the beginning. Like he's really laying on the smackdown, the mac down, if you will, on her. But like she's the real predator, which is interesting. You know what I mean? And did she mean to turn him, or did she mean to kill him? Like what was the end game? I don't know. They say there's no fat in this movie. Catherine Bigelow was real big on like making a movie where every aspect of it was used. So when they show the horse in the beginning, you get the horse used at the end. When you see the gun, all of a sudden there's a shootout. And this movie's supposed to be a horror western. They originally wanted to do just a western, but it ended up becoming a horror western. And I got a dog that wants to play fetch. What did you guys think of the western aspect of it? The showdown at the end, I guess I should say. Raph, what
I'm
you
not-
think of it?
Oh, go ahead.
He didn't watch the movie. Go ahead, Miles.
I'm not typically the biggest fan of westerns, man. In fact, traditionally,
You should.
I always jokingly say, but I'm 100% serious when I tell you that Back to the Future 3 is my favorite western. Like I don't dig the genre in general. So admittedly, this wasn't my favorite movie, and I do think that there's parts of it that there's a reason it's the second best movie to come out of 1980, or vampire movie to come out of 1987, and why it was overlooked. And I honestly, I think these genres mix well if you're into them, but I think that if you're somebody who only kind of likes vampire movies and doesn't like westerns, it just kind of slows it down more than anything for me.
Yeah, I would love, like I said, all I can think is like a long form version of this, more Western style, more Southern with a Southern vibe, like, and just expand, like, take the epicness of the bar scene, which is why you watch this movie, basically. That bar scene is.
See, I would rather watch From Dusk Till Dawn. That's the better bar scene in my mind.
But that's just it, Miles. I think this movie totally inspired From Dusk Till Dawn.
Especially with the RV thing.
That's fair.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
totally
Huge.
fair.
Huge inspiration.
Yeah.
Have
so
you
I
guys
do
seen
have
Ghost Town? Have you done Ghost Town? Speaking of Western horror movies,
I've never even heard of it. What is that all about?
it's a good one. It's one you might want to talk about,
nice.
consider in the future. Jay, have you seen that one?
I've not. Crux, have you ever seen Sundown Vampire and Retreat?
I have not.
Jay always
It's
goes
not a
back to this
battle.
one. He wants it done.
Well, you talk about vampire westerns. It's the vampire western. It's got Bruce Campbell in it. It's a movie that True Blood completely ripped off. It came out in 1990. It's about a city that makes its own blood so that they don't have to kill people, and they use wooden bullets, and there's plenty of cowboys in it. I mean, that is a horror western. I mean, I didn't even think about that comparison until we started throwing around vampire western with this one.
Well,
I don't know.
This one doesn't really feel super westerny either. Like that's like there's a horse in it and the bar fight. Like it's
And the
more
show
biker.
and the showdown
Yeah,
at the
right.
end.
Taste. Even then, though, I mean, it's a showdown with semi trucks more than it is a
Yeah.
shootout. Like
There's a biker gang.
Thank God, City.
So Jay, you were saying this is a lot like the Lost Boys. I don't feel like they're anything alike. Can you explain what you were?
Yeah,
thinking
there's a vagabond group of vampires that are trying to get a teenager to join them,
With
and
leather
one
jackets.
thing is that he's able to cure himself without killing the main vampire. There's female interest and there's family involved. The only thing they're missing is a dog and a grandpa, and it's pretty much just a southern version of it.
See, I feel like they're completely different because like these guys in this movie are outlaws, whereas the vampires and the Lost Boys are kind of like punkers. They're like locals, right? And
Well, no, that's the character simulations. I'm just talking about the archetypes of the two.
yeah,
Are extremely similar. And on top, I mean, obviously this movie was living in the shadow. It came out 3 months after Lost Boys. It really didn't stand a chance.
well, I mean,
And I like it. And I probably like this movie better than Lost Boys. It just didn't do as well.
Was this the volcano to Dante's Peak of the?
it was.
And
It was.
I thought Volcano did better. Both those movies in '97. I worked at a movie theater. I thought
Which one
Dante's
did better?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
maybe.
a good comparison though. That's a really good comparison.
Wait.
Volcano
So,
was better.
So Caleb was trying to fuck May, and May turned him.
He was going hot and heavy with her in the beginning, yes. And she decided to get hot and heavy back, and then she bites his neck, and then she runs away. I'm not sure why, if she wanted to
Because
turn
the
him.
sun was coming out, and
Yes.
then the fucking crew came
Are
in
you
the
reading?
RV.
Are you reading Wikipedia
Raphael's
right now?
trying to make a gangbang happen in this fucking movie. Man. He really is.
I know for a
Right.
fact.
and that's when the pizza guy shows up and is like,
Bro.
"I've got a
Yeah.
hot sausage for you."
So that was the scene in the hotel when they do the shootout. If you remember, the pizza guy was out there, but they didn't let him in.
Are
Yeah,
you?
that's also like a big this is what would have happened if Star would have turned Michael. If Star would have turned Michael, that's the big difference between this and the Lost Boys too.
Okay.
I think Star was a lot more interesting than her character in this one though. But yeah, there's a few other things. There's a
I
few other
didn't-
things there.
I wasn't digging the lesbian haircut back in the 80s.
Oh, dude, pixie cuts are where it's
The
at.
Pixie?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yes.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
dude.
It has to be the right chick, but
For sure, but she could rock it.
Yeah, she rocks
Yes.
that.
Let's
pixie
see.
cut.
I thought
Bridget
she did.
Fonda could pull off a mean pixie cut back in the
Yeah.
day. Mean pixie
Yeah,
cut.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Single white female.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's a good movie. That's a.
Oh yeah, wow.
When she's
It's a good
like,
horror movie too. I call
Yeah.
that a horror movie. Or
yeah.
it's a
Oh
thriller.
yeah, totally. Especially whenever she's sucking them off, and then she's like, "It."
I knew it.
Oh man, that fucking scene's insane.
It's a horny cast tonight,
It
guys.
is.
This is a really horny.
What timestamp was that? I need to go back.
Just go to MrSkin.com. It still exists.
I'm on there.
Everybody-
He's not
Does everybody
trolling.
usually use that hour that we started early to like take care of some stress relief before have this podcast?
No, Miles, we're
I'm
picked
sure I've
up.
seen
Why
that.
everybody's on this?
I don't take care of
7
that.
to 8's much more important than I originally thought. I'll never
Yeah.
make you guys do this again.
I don't take care of
You
that
guys are
until
turning into
near
monsters.
dark. That's my thing. So
Hey,
like,
Ripper Bro.
Ducky has a flashlight that takes care of it for him.
Well, he would have if it didn't get stolen.
thieves, dude, right off my fucking doorstep. Unbelievable.
Man, I wonder if he ever used it or he threw it out.
No, dude, I didn't even get to open it. I didn't even,
No, not you, the guy who stole it.
oh yeah,
The
totally,
guy,
dude. It
the
was some
guy.
homeless guy did it. I don't even know. Yeah, I think the bar scene is probably the best scene in this movie, though. I think that is a perfect 10-minute segment of this movie. Go ahead, Raph.
So the guy's head doesn't get sliced off with the boots?
No, but it gets sliced like right here. So
God, I
pretty
could
cool.
have sworn it went
They
whoop.
also Diamondback cuts the waitress's neck, and then
Well, they
fills
kill
a mug-
everybody in there.
Fills a glass
Yeah.
with blood from it, right?
Yeah, everyone except for one guy. He gets away because Caleb lets him get away, and then that kind of goes into the third act, and then I think the first
Caleb can't kill anybody, right?
he kills the vampires.
So he, so they turn him, and then that guy kills them.
Yeah.
Oh fucking awesome! I can't believe I missed this.
The third act, I think, of this movie kind of falls apart. It just is not as interesting as the first two acts of this movie, with the showdown, with him going against Severin, Bill Paxton, with them going against the others. Like, their vengeance leads to their death. And I guess there is kind of like the Lance Hendrickson character. He is kind of like giving these vibes that like he's kind of sick of being a vampire a little bit, like he's world weary, you know what I mean? So I guess
Ready to
maybe
die?
he was ready to go, and you kind of get that feeling at the end because like Diamondback says something along the lines of like, this is a cool way to go. I can't remember what she says. I clipped it, but like,
Well, do you know how long they were alive for?
at least since the Civil War.
Yeah, he was a Civil War like general or
No.
something. Oh,
Sorry.
excuse me. I thought that's what I had read.
No, that wasn't for you. That was for the dog. That was for the dog.
No.
That was for the
No.
dog. He was
No.
ripping apart a pillow.
Hey, buddy,
I
I'll
apologize.
handle the fun facts on the podcast. Shut the fuck up, Miles.
I'm sorry.
Get in your fucking lane, Miles.
This fucking dog is being nothing but bad today. This is
Why do you
Jay.
keep calling that dog Miles?
Do you guys like the showdown?
You
With
and your fucking long hair, Husky. What? Sorry.
Do you guys like the showdown with the semi truck? Did you enjoy that part of it? It's all right. I thought.
It's
Yeah.
alright.
Everyone else had issues with the third act too. Kind of, the movie goes out with the whimper.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's 61 head to
That's literally how I felt. Like, oh, I guess this movie's over. Like, I'm
It
in.
kind of does feel over after like he's reunited with his mom and his dad and his
Yeah,
sister.
when he gets cured, I
Yeah.
did like how they cured him, though. I thought that was pretty original. How they show that, at least in this one, you could actually cure the vampirism, but like it's a very small window you can do it. I
How?
thought that was pretty interesting.
How
Well,
do they do that?
They do a blood transfusion. That is it. It
What
was.
the fuck? So you
it
gotta
was-
set up an
It,
appointment?
it
go to
was
the
weak
doctor?
sauce, dude. I thought it was weak sauce. I really did. I
You
thought.
gotta go to the plasma center and get the little
Yeah.
thing done.
Yeah, it was his dad's a veterinarian or something like that, and he does a blood transfusion, and then he's fine. So I'm like, does the
Well,
father
I thought
get
I thought it was a brave choice. It was like, if the execution wasn't there, that's that's what.
Well, that
but
whole third act, the
I
execution.
thought at least tried to do something different. That's all.
Yeah.
So how many of them exploded?
Oh my god, dude! Like 3 of them, and it was fucking awesome. No, 4 of them.
From the sun?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Bill Paxton gets exploded from a truck. semi truck,
nice.
which I totally clipped that.
Yeah,
and
you
then
better.
and then the little kid Homer explodes in the middle of the street, which is the best explosion.
Yeah,
and
that
then
The little kid.
yeah, and then
I mean,
Diamondback.
he's really like a really old man, technically.
Yeah,
but
so it's
he's
fine.
vamped up as a kid. So
And then Diamondback and Jesse get exploded in the car because you actually hear double pop, and I was like, hell yeah, they actually did it. So I was like, and the explosions in this movie are 80s explosions. They are swag.
Mhm.
They are super
Nice.
swag.
Love
So
When it
the
comes to-
80s drum machines.
When it comes to vampire deaths, this movie shits all over Lost Boys. The deaths are way, way cooler in this movie.
yeah,
Absolutely. Way more over the top.
yeah, but
Well,
not.
from the preview, I could see that the guys got shotgun through, and then you could see that they actually showed that in the preview.
Yeah,
That's
that
pretty
was
awesome.
that was a cop, but the other guy gets shotgun through
Nice.
too. Bill Paxton
Nice.
does, so it's pretty sweet, dude. Dude, it's not a bad movie. Like, it definitely has its place. And like I said, if it hadn't been the production company went out of business, they might have actually made some money on this bad boy.
But, like, you say that, but this is also James Cameron's wife. Come on.
Earlier you were going. Wait, time out.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
Time out. You were
Give me a
going
fucking
Oscar
break.
winner earlier. You were like,
She became an Oscar winner 22 years after this movie, and she also made the greatest action movie of all time 4 years later with Point Break. So Catherine Bigelow has got some amazing director chops.
yeah. But
Well, Bill
When
Paxton.
I read that she had done Point Break, I actually got really excited because that is one of my favorite movies.
It's such a good one.
This one, I don't know, man. Like, the death scenes were great, and there are some really cool ideas, but it just felt like a little bit of a drag sometimes, getting from like big fight scene to a big explosion scene, essentially.
That's
What
fair.
I wonder is when they were filming Twister, did the director of Twister tell Bill Paxton to channel his near dark style performance? when he was in that?
he was in Twister,
Well-
wasn't he?
Well, it's funny because Star is his girlfriend in that movie.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Star?
The
The
awkward
Lost
girl.
Boys.
Jamie Gertz from Lost Boys. She plays his fiance in
Oh, no
Twister.
shit.
Yeah,
No
she
shit.
did great in that. She just freaking out. It's such a great movie.
That's true.
And is that one of your favorite movies, Raph? Twister?
Yeah, it really is. Twister.
I figured it was.
I love Bill Paxton. He's awesome.
Yeah, I need to
I
go
heard
on
they're
the
making a
Paxton
sequel.
The Twister, yeah, I've heard the same thing.
Wait,
Without
seriously?
him, fuck.
Like it's greenlit. Like it's not a joke. It's a real
Oh,
deal.
yeah.
Whole-
Crazy.
Bring back.
What? No Paxton though? What's going on with that?
Yeah,
back
honestly,
Helen
that's
Hunt.
Weird, man.
What happened to Big Nose Helen Hunt? I was all about her when I was a kid. I was like, holy
Did any of you
shit.
guys ever get to
Super
do
hot.
the Twister experience at Universal Studios?
No, did you?
I did, man. It was really dope, actually. And both Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt were like a big part of the production. Like they did all like
Nice.
the filming for all like the film you get to watch. And you can't really call it a ride because you didn't move anywhere, but you like basically walked into like a sound stage. And then it was the drive-in movie sequence from Twister.
Where they're
And,
showing
like,
The
they had, like,
Shining.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
have they have like the hotel, and they have the concession stand, and they have like lightning striking, and fires start erupting, and vehicles get turned over, and like it was super cool. Like it was a really really dope experience, and it was really exceptionally neat just because of how involved Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. Though I had read that on that they hated each other so much post that movie that they actually wouldn't do that ride unless they filmed separately. So they actually do everything independently, and then they just make it seem like they're like interacting or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, she was had a pretty big ego about Mad About You at that time. So.
I guess that's as good as it gets.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Ah.
There it is. Pay it forward. Just pay it forward the jokes. Gotcha. Okay.
I really wanted to fit River Wild in there somehow, but I just couldn't.
Is she in that?
No, I think I even got the wrong actress. That's the
That was Meryl
fucked up.
Streep, wasn't it?
That was Meryl Streep. So that's a double fail, really.
I like
That's
that
funny.
Jamie Gertz chick. I like her line in Twister when she was like, when you told me you used to chase tornadoes, I thought it was a metaphor.
Ah,
Yeah, that movie.
dude.
Fuck that movie. Hey, it's got
It's so good.
Whoa.
it's got Philip Seymour Hoffman in it. How can you not
Yeah.
like it?
That, yes, he was
Yes.
great in that too.
Yeah.
He just played that fucking dumb guy.
Yeah, man.
Well, he wasn't dumb. He was actually pretty
Dude.
smart.
Well, he was all,
Yeah.
dude, what's up, man?
This has turned into Twister cast. I don't know what
Let's just
happened.
talk about that. So when the
let's go
cow
back.
came over,
Hey, did anybody see that other tornado movie that came out in 1999?
Bruce Campbell? Well, Bruce Campbell called Tornado? Yes.
I
was
didn't
that
know that was
was
a real
that the
thing when I
Dante's
put
Peak
that out
of
there.
It was the Fox TV movie version of Twister.
So does anyone else have anything else to say about Near Dark?
Oh yeah. So I do.
Probably just go watch Twister instead.
Yeah. Tell them that.
It's a great Near Dark's a great conversation movie when you talk about all the stuff that actors have done besides Near Dark.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. They came together. Like I said, there's no one in this whole movie who you would look at and go, "That's an A-lister. That's an A-lister." I mean, they gave Bill Paxton the poster. This has got to be the first movie that Bill Paxton actually got to be the poster guy.
Sure.
So for that, I think people saw Aliens and they're like, you know what, Hudson, that guy's going places. And so they got to put him on a poster, and then they see this and they go, well, you might not be going places just yet. Hold up.
I mean, he did kill it though in the '90s. He got some good.
He crushed it.
Killed it. True Lies. Go ahead, Raph. What were you gonna say?
James Cameron.
So May fucking survive?
Yes, and she gets a blood transfusion, and everything's okay at the end. And she does
She
not
tried-
get gangbanged.
But she tried to kill him.
She kind of tries to save him.
God damn, man! I wish I would have seen it because that would have pissed me off.
Yeah, dude.
That is just.
Yeah,
So the last line is, "Don't be afraid. It's just the sun."
yeah,
That was
because
it.
she got
That
a
was-
blood transfusion. The
Yeah.
third
First time in
act
a while
is
she could go out, man.
the third act is weak sauce, dude. We already said
Okay.
it. It's not
Okay.
it's not great. But like the rest of it as a whole, like character pieces here and there are really fun. The idea is really fun. Like the idea of how the vampires kind of live, like they're vagabonds, like Jay said, where they're literally like getting a new vehicle every night and staying in hotels. Like they have nothing. It's not like they have anything to show for their thousands of years of living or whatever. You know what I mean? They're just barely surviving, and they're just
Still
chaos.
shitty investors.
Yeah, I mean, I view them they're like a plague. Like they sweep through wherever they're at. And hi, I want to offer promotion of your channel viewers, followers. Oh no, that's not a good one. But yeah, they come through and like they're like a black plague. Like they just cause chaos and then they move on to the next area and the next area. And I kind of like that. Like, I mean, would vampires be sophisticated and gather up a bunch of stuff? Like, how long can you live in a place before they catch you? You know what I mean? So you would have to live like that. So. I thought
But
that
are
was
they
kinda-
turning people and taking them with them, or
I
were
think
just
they
keeping
did
them?
with their little family. I don't think it was a mistake. In the Red Letter Media, they kind of pointed out like Diamondback and Jesse are like the parents, and then like Homer's like their child, their forever child, and like it's kind of interesting. But then I sit there and go, maybe Homer's the one who changed all of them because he wanted a family,
Oh.
and so I think that's a more interesting like idea. I would like the kid vampires. Like I want a parent, I want a father and a mother figure. Because
Oh.
Diamondback does baby him throughout it. Because when they're in the hotel and it's getting shot up, he's like, "Daylight, no!" And Jesse's like, "Come on, suck it up, old man." And she's like, "Don't yell at him." Like it's a weird family dynamic they got going on. And then basically, like Catherine Bigelow, when she created the characters, she wanted them all to represent like how each person would feel as a vampire for a long period of time, and the only one she said was the supreme vampire was Bill Paxton's character because he just enjoys it. He enjoys being a vampire. He kills without remorse. He doesn't give a fuck. Like he is the ultimate version of what the vampire should be. Whereas Jesse, you know, he's old and tired. Diamondback is kind of got the motherly thing. Like they each have something to them that's interesting, like a character aspect. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Would you compare that family to the family of House of a Thousand Corpse?
Sure. Yeah, I guess there's some comparisons.
Firefly
there.
family?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see it.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
There's
Sweet.
definitely some comparison there. Not as interesting, I think.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, even though I'm not a huge fan of House of a Thousand Corpses, I think The
I-
Devil's Rejects is a masterpiece.
I actually get what's the sequel to The Shining?
Oh yeah, it's totally that. Doctor Sleep.
Doctor
It's
Sleep.
total
I
Dr.
got-
Sleep.
They've got like that vibe of that like
Rose the Hat and her
ragtag
crew.
family.
Yeah, dude.
Mm.
Absolutely. I was thinking that as I was watching it. Just
That's
kind
a
of
good
like
one.
traveling around, causing chaos, eating when they need to. God damn it, Doctor Sleep's such a good movie.
Even the same kind of like mother-father dynamic. They don't have as brutal of a death scene for a kid in this one, but
Yeah.
it's still solid comparison.
I mean, the kid does get exploded, but you're right.
Exploded,
It's not as intense as the death scene in Doctor Sleep. That shit will bother you. Like, whereas this one, I kind of laughed when the kid exploded. I was like, hee hee. There you go.
You cheered.
I'm a terrible person.
No, you're not.
Does anyone else have anything to say about the movie?
So yeah, there's no gangbang. I just
No
went through all
gangbang,
of it.
Raph. It's not.
I guess I was just thinking when
That's the
it started.
sequel, After Dark.
Oh,
Yeah.
After Dark.
Yeah. Isn't there a series of vampire movies made in the 90s that are kind of named the same, like Before Sunset, After Sunset, or something like that?
Nope, those are Richard Linklater movies with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. They're romantic movies.
Oh, they're not vampire movies?
No, far from it.
Oh,
But is there a gangbang?
there's two. All right. I think we talked it out. Do we recommend this? Go down the line. Crux, do you recommend it?
Yeah, I think you need to see a variety of 80s vampire movies, man. I would add it to the selection.
Very nice. Very nice. Miles, how about you? Do you recommend it?
I'm gonna say yes, but I'm gonna say that I do feel like this movie is in its rightful place in terms of like the ranking under the like. I know Jay disagrees, but I would say the majority of people.
No, I don't disagree with your points. I think I totally. I could go either way. Totally.
I just mean that you like this movie more than The Lost Boys. I think most people are gonna find this movie to be second tier to The Lost Boys.
I would totally agree.
Yeah. Raph, do you? Oh wait, Raph, do you
Well,
recommend
yeah.
what
Yeah, I gotta
little
fucking see
bit? What little bit that you know about it? Would you
I
recommend?
just read through all of it. Yeah, I recommend it.
All
I
right,
definitely
fuck
recommend
it.
that Raph sees it.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too. Me too.
Thank you.
It's
I
worth
will.
your time, dude. It's worth your time. Jay, do you recommend?
Yeah, if you're one of those people that doesn't like to be a sheep and you like to watch movies that are a little bit, you like to have more of an original thought in your head, you probably should go watch this movie to expand yourself. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying anybody's wrong, but that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, sheeple. I'm going to recommend it for the bar scene alone. 10 minutes of awesomeness. Go watch that shit. It's so much fun. Just to see the chaos that they create is a blast. So definitely recommend it. And with that said, let us watch clips. Raph, you get to see the movie now. Woo!
Again, that preview was pretty long, so that's probably about half of it. Watch the
You
other half
probably
now.
put quite a bit together from that preview, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
That guy, everyone knows this guy.
You son of a bitch. Go ahead. Come on. Go ahead. Give me a shot. Go ahead.
There he is. Maybe.
Have a bite.
Bite?
Just dying for a cone.
Bite.
Dying.
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 She's like a
I like that
3-year-old.
haircut.
All right. I'll take it back. She's pretty hot.
Yeah, creeper.
You sure are pretty.
Doesn't he look like Anakin? Like, it's crazy to me.
Guess everybody tells you that.
He does, Duck. You're right.
Yeah,
Doesn't she look
Yeah.
like Dakota Fanning?
Sometimes.
What about other times?
Sometimes.
What about
Billion years.
the light that's leaving that star right now? It'll take 1 billion years to get down here. You wanna know why you've never met a girl like me before?
Why?
Because
Yeah,
I'll
'cause you're a
still be
lesbian.
here when the
He's like,
light
yeah,
is
whatever.
on the
Bite him.
That's the first lesbian in 80s movies. See, she's about to fuck, and then she's like, fuck. And then he pushes her head down. Bite down here.
There it is.
Dude, this is kind of shitty though. Like, I mean, in most vampire movies, or even like It Follows, there's like the scene where they're like, "All right, so you're gonna go through some changes."
Yeah.
And like this guy's just like, "The fuck, you bit me, and now I'm out in the middle of nowhere."
Yeah,
with
that's
no
what I'm saying.
gas."
Did she really give a fuck? But I guess they did come get him, so I guess she kind of cared about the situation.
But that's how it was back in the 80s. There was less testing and less information. People just did stuff to each other and they found out on their own. I mean, it's in line with the times.
Those are the fuckers that spread AIDS right there.
Smoking. So how they
So
did
he's
it?
turning, right?
Yes.
He's turning? Okay.
So how they did this is they had cigars under his vest linked to like tubes that came out the end of it. So that's how they got the effect.
That seems
All
like
right,
a
good, great cheap effect.
yeah. It's crazy that was the way that they came up with it. Like that was the safest or easiest manner. Like I don't know if that movie were made, even 10 years later, that would have been a different situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Abduction.
Fuck is going on?
Hey, what's going on, son? It's what's coming off. Your face clean off.
See, that sounded like they were about to do the gangbang scene.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's it. They're in the van. They're about to fuck.
What's about to come off? Your clothes. Let's go.
Oh, shit. He's turned by now.
So they were gonna kill him. So they
Yes.
didn't know he was turning. So that's why they picked him up, just to kill him.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what to say. You're right.
Yeah,
They picked him up to kill him. Ball grab.
And I'm Homer. That's Homer. Mispronounce it, and I wouldn't want to be you.
Hi.
Let me see your eyes.
Are you high?
I don't think that little boy should have been touching that guy's dick.
Probably not.
Got blood on you. Get whole.
So you're high, but I'm gonna give you some more money.
Crawl
Also,
back.
he's gonna need an extra quarter because he bought a Coke.
I thought the same fucking thing. Like he doesn't have the money.
I need $3.25, actually, officer.
Crawl back. He was trying to get a sniff.
Gangbang.
Raph, I don't know how many times I'm going to tell you this. There is 100% a gangbang in this movie. And I don't know why you're against it.
It's just not where you thought it would be.
Yeah.
That's
right.
that's the surprise.
Floozies, this is where the gangbang happened.
Oh, nice. I love that.
That's how most gangbangs start.
It'd be my pleasure and honor.
This is a
to invite
totally
you to
80s
Las
porno.
Vegas for a drink.
All right.
Look at that bolo, dude.
Hell yeah. Hold up.
Hey, whichever way you're heading, I'd appreciate a lift.
Sure
And
thing.
then he fucks that old lady.
He tries. He does.
Oh, nice.
Turn off the car.
Hey, asshole. A pal here told you to turn off the car. Now, you mind if I dance with your wife?
I had to cut it, though. Truck driver, this guy's insane and on meth.
Watch this.
Aren't they all?
That's just how truck driving.
That's how truck driving goes,
Don't
baby.
shame the
Remember, boy.
industry.
You can't drink and drive.
Can't meth and drive, baby. Kill tonight.
He makes you kill tonight.
Give me 1 second.
I don't care how you do it. You do it, or you're done.
Shit.
And he never does.
He doesn't do it. Shit kicker heaven.
Well, I'll be goddamn. Shit, kick your heaven.
There's a shot.
Bartender, give me a couple of shots, whatever donkey piss you're shoving down these cocksuckers' throats.
Hey. Hey.
So that's the same guy from Terminator 2 that he gets the clothes from.
Mm.
So, right? Oh.
This is a scene from the bar down the street from my house.
Why don't you lick it up off the bar, meatball?
Why don't you lick it up yourself?
Hey, ever tell you the one about Buffalo Bill? Now pay the man. How can you drink that shit?
Get him
Show
again.
forth something.
Telling you, that bar scene's so good. Preacher's
That was
belly.
good.
You know, your skin is as soft as a preacher's belly.
No, honey, the drink's on me.
Ew.
Such a weird shot change.
Yeah.
That's fun. Ain't been shaved.
I am when they ain't been shaved.
He made up that line, and it's fucking great. Boom!
There's a kick, ain't it?
Oh, shit.
Holy shit! Yes! My life! You look like 40 miles of rough road. Why don't you sit this one out?
The bartender. Here you go, Raph. Slice him. Got him. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
I remember that bar scene being more gruesome for some reason.
Oh, yeah, I like your memory of this movie much better than the movie.
Yeah, gangbang,
Goddamn
heads coming
kids
off.
you let go is going straight to the law. And they're gonna be combing the area for this shit box.
Yo, that fucker looks old there, and he's still making movies.
Oh, yeah, he's still working. 50 years.
You were here once before, wasn't you? Lots of years back.
Yes, I get through here about once every 50 years. Make me reservation.
That's pretty good. Daylight.
Daylight, no, please, no.
Pull yourself together, old man.
Leave him alone, Jesse.
Check out time.
Check out time.
Boosh!
Boom.
Oh, that's awesome.
Last inch of skin.
How you doing,
So
Jeff?
good.
Like shit. How you doing?
I'm down to my last inch of skin.
I like that line. That's pretty good. The car run. Here we go. Superman in it. I believe I can fly. Woo!
Those are great scenes, man.
It was fucking bomb, dude. Classic Homer. There you go.
Ooh.
Kick him in the nuts.
Thanks.
Russian roulette.
How about a little 5-card Russian roulette?
Why not? 7.
3 for the day.
Little kid just smoking and shit.
Oh, that kid don't give a fuck. That was back when you could let a kid smoke in a movie.
He's the Gary Coleman of vampires.
He's enjoying that shit.
I do what I want.
Down here all by yourself. I do what I want to do when I want to do it.
You sure she's not a vampire? Punch.
That's
your,
crazy. That was my line.
Punch your lights
Gotta
lights
punch
out.
your lights out.
Oh, there we go.
You oughta.
Oh.
Spit up bullets.
Stop right there if I was you, mister.
Not likely.
That's
I do
pretty
like
funny.
that line later. Is like, yeah, normal people don't spit up bullets. It's like, yeah, no shit, dude.
Speaking of that line.
Those people back there, they wasn't normal. Normal folks, they don't spit out bullets when you shoot them.
Sometimes you have to state the obvious in movies, and that's one of those times. Severin.
Damn, where's my sister, Severin?
Hey, let me give you a hand there, old buddy.
Asshole.
Kick it. It's a full moon out, too. Oh, he looks awesome. Half the face missing. So good. He's riding it. Woohoo! See his body go flying there? It's freaking awesome.
Whoa! Did that kill him?
Yeah, that killed him, and it's awesome. That is an awesome 80s explosion.
That was awesome as fuck.
Huh? This part confused me when I watched it earlier. I don't
Take her
know.
back.
Sure you will.
I didn't realize that he ducked. Homer's on fire! That looks pretty good for an optical effect.
Oh yeah. Good time.
Awesome, bro.
There he goes. Boom,
Oh!
baby! Fun times.
Roast.
Fun times.
Then we get the double pop. 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 And the end, which was once again weak sauce.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, this was
She was trying to kill you, motherfucker. Get away.
Seriously, dude.
All right, so that was Near Dark. Yes, fun movie. Thank you, Jay, for the recommendation. Let's go into recommendations real quick. I'm going to recommend The Lost Boys because obviously you would recommend The Lost Boys when you watch this one. I think it's a better movie, hands down. The Home Alone aspect at the end is great. I think they're radically different. I disagree with Jay on this. I think they're very different films, and I think you can enjoy both of them. But The Lost Boys is definitely the superior film in this genre of this year, I guess. Second choice I'm going to pick is Vampires! God damn it, do I love vampires! You all have seen this movie, right? One of the greatest openings of all time. It is aces. So good. If you've never seen it before, we're definitely going to watch it on the cast at some point. It is worth your time. So good. But that opening scene alone, the rest of the movie kind of falls apart, but for the first 15, 20 minutes, tight. It's kind of like the opening of Blade. Like, you just enjoy the shit out of it. So, all right, guys, what do you have to recommend? What do you guys got?
Just 30 Days of Night.
You always say 30 Days of Night.
That's the only vampire movie I remember. Or how
That's what I was
about
gonna say.
Vampire in Brooklyn? That's another good
There you
one.
go. I like Vampire in Brooklyn, man. I'd love to
it's a
watch
good
that.
one. Eddie fucking Murphy.
Yeah, that's a fun movie. Anyone else?
Yeah, we already talked about it a little bit, but I still think From Dusk Till Dawn, which I agree was very much inspired by a movie like this, but I think it's just a more fun version of a similar concept. And for those like Raph and anybody who wants a sexier vampire movie, Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood with Dennis
That's a
Miller.
good. Yeah, that was the first Tales from the Crypt movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and that's a very vibrant.
Oh, was it?
Lot,
What was
like,
the first one?
Demon Knight came out in
Demon
January
Knight.
95.
Demon Knight. You're right.
Yep,
Sorry,
Demon
Miles.
Knight and then Bordello. You're right, but yeah, definitely a completely different vibe than this movie, but another fun take on the vampire lore.
Fuck yeah. Crux, Jay, what you got?
I was gonna say 30 Days of Night, but then Raphael said that, so I'm gonna say Twister after you're done with all those.
Twister!
Such a good
The
movie.
greatest horror film of all time. Jay, what you got?
All right, I'm not even going to go horror. I'm going to go with another Lost Boys Near Dot crossover, which starred Corey Haim and Joshua Miller playing brothers. It is a 90s classic future apocalyptic movie. It is Prayer of the Roller Boys. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check it out.
Prayer of the Roller Boys.
David Jessup has joined the party. David, what's your recommendation? That's where we're at. We started an hour early. I think you forgot.
Oh shit! I totally forgot.
It's all good. What's your recommendation after watching Near? What was your take on Near Dark? Let's ask that first.
Sorry guys, I completely forgot. I really feel bad.
No, don't feel bad.
I really like it. You can see Catherine Bigelow's beginning to her, Oscar-winning career as a director. The scene in the bar is a masterclass in tension.
Agreed.
But I fucking hate that little kid actor.
Ah!
The girl.
Homer.
Homer fucking drives me nuts. And my recommendation would be River's Edge, to watch him again. You think he's annoying in this movie. River's Edge, he fucking cranks it up to 11 in his annoyance. But yeah, I would say River's Edge, and then anything directed by Catherine Bigelow. She's a great director.
I didn't know she directed Strange Days. I definitely want to see that movie eventually.
Hurt Locker. Hurt Locker.
Zero Dark 30.
Love Zero Dark 30.
Yeah.
Point Break.
David,
Yep.
did you enjoy Homer's ending?
Oh yeah, I was loving that. Also, Bill Paxton. This like his movie. He's on the fucking poster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked all about his.
He's
still
still
good, man. He really does.
He's given every good line in this fucking movie, except for like Lance Hendrickson gets one when he talks about the Civil War. That's it. But everything else is all Bill Paxton in this movie, just killing it.
But man, Lance Hendrickson, that scene in the bar is so good. The lighting on him when he kind of like blocks the door from people leaving is so good. Damn it! Fucking sucks. I missed this.
Oh, hey, it's all right. I didn't watch the movie.
David.
Yeah.
We have to. Apparently, it's a big point of kitchen. Which one do you like better, Near Dark or Lost Boys?
Near Dark for me. Near Dark, hands down. And the reason why.
That's why we're friends.
Yeah.
Thanks, David. I need some backup, baby.
Yeah, I think the reason
These
why
haters.
is the only person I hate more than that little kid is Corey Feldman. So.
No.
I gotta hear the stories of why that is. All right.
Well, just
Have
Google
you seen
Corey
Feldman
Feldman
in
singing.
anything and on TV or anywhere?
Yeah. or singing or dancing like Michael Jackson.
I thought maybe
It's
it was
amazing.
a personal reason. I thought maybe you worked with
Oh
him at some
no,
point.
Yeah.
no.
Riddle me this, Batman. You do all these like these big time bombshells about all these guys who molested you, yet you totally mimic Michael Jackson.
It's so weird, dude.
It's a very strange choice.
Yeah, he's a and like just Google his performance on the Today Show is so alarmingly strange.
I watched one of him on Arsenio Hall recently, and it was downright bizarre. And somebody
it's so
said he
fucking weird.
sings the theme song to "Cry Little Sister" now on stage. or
Oh,
something like
I
that.
wouldn't be. Yeah, that's his jam.
Yeah, he's in a band now. Like that's what he's doing. He's touring in a band.
Yeah.
And by touring, he means playing DCC.
I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you guys a story afterwards. All right. Let's say where our stuff is. Starting with David. David, where can they find you on the internet?
Stop Motion Nightmares on Facebook. Children of Dave on Instagram. Tomorrow night I'll be at the Addison Improv, and the 25th I'll be at Oddities and Curiosities Expo.
Hell yeah. Raph, where can they find you?
David, I showed my boss your art today, and he fell in love with it.
Oh,
He
cool,
said
man.
That's some of the best stuff he's ever seen.
That's awesome.
That's a
Makes me
cool
feel
guy,
good.
man. Cool guy.
So you can
Yay.
find me at Little House on the Parody, and I will be at Shihiro's on the 24th in Euless, and then at Hyenas in Fort Worth the 31st.
Yay! Congrats,
Very
man.
nice.
That's awesome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Very
sir.
nice. Miles, where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere online at Mr. Most Days Off, and the show I got coming up I'm excited about is I'm going to be on the Psychedelic Sci Show
yes.
at South by Southwest.
Oh,
in Austin
yeah.
on the 18th.
Not on acid.
Please film that, dude. That'll be awesome.
I
That'll
will.
be great. Crux, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Crux Crawford. That's at CRUX Crawford. My podcast is Crux Yeah.
Crux,
We had a
Yeah.
we had a hilarious episode with Raphael and Ducky. All of you guys obviously are welcome to come on anytime. You guys are also welcome to come back. That was a hilarious episode. And then where am I going to be? I am going to be a backdoor comedy this weekend. And then I'm going to be hosting 325 shows at Hyenas Fort Worth on the 16th and then again on the 23rd. And then I will be at the Looney Bin Little Rock
Damn.
from April 12th to April 15th next month.
Very
Awesome.
nice.
Congrats, man.
And you can check
That's
us
a
out at
good one.
wearepodcast.podbean.com where you can find all the podcasts. Also, the Improv TX Comedy Network. Go check out the podcast I did with Shucky Ducky. That was
You're
pretty
Chucky
cool.
Ducky one, bro. That's so awesome.
Yeah, I got to,
I gotta check that out.
I got to talk to Shucky. I was very excited about that. We did about an hour, so that was cool. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at /WeArePodcast. And you can find us every Monday for Camp/Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past, live on Twitch at 8 p.m. Central. Except for next Monday, I have to run Back to the Future. So if anyone wants to come watch Back to the Future at the Improv Arlington, I don't know why I called it that, the Arlington Improv, come out and watch it. And then the next week after that, we're going to have a special guest, and we're going to watch a movie called Dead and Breakfast. If you guys have never seen it before, it is a fun little romp. That's all I'm going to say. So we will get back into it. After 2 weeks, we will be back. With that said, keep horror in your heart. Keep it
That turns
in
out to
your
be a
heart.
rom-com.
Yeah. It's a really fun movie, dude. I don't watch anything about it before we watch it.
Okay.
Just go in and watch the movie as it is. Okay.
Raphael's like, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't even watch the movie. That's totally fine, dude. All right. With that said, thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you for watching. Keep horror in your heart.